The Earth's climate is changing, temperatures are rising at an alarming rate. This phenomenon, known as climate change, poses a significant threat to our planet. Understanding the science behind climate change is crucial for addressing this global challenge. Human activities are the primary driver of this change. We are releasing massive amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat and warm the planet like a blanket. The consequences are far-reaching, affecting weather patterns, ecosystems, and human health. It's time to delve into the science behind climate change and explore how our actions can make a difference. The greenhouse effect is a natural process that keeps our planet warm. It's essential for life as we know it. Without it, Earth would be too cold to support life. Here's how it works. Solar radiation from the sun reaches the Earth's atmosphere. Some of this radiation is reflected back into space. The rest is absorbed by the Earth's surface, warming it. As the Earth warms, it emits infrared radiation back into the atmosphere. Certain gases in the atmosphere, called greenhouse gases, trap some of this outgoing radiation. This trapped heat warms the planet, making it habitable for life. While the greenhouse effect is a natural process, human activities have significantly increased the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. This increase is primarily due to the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation, which have altered the delicate balance of our planet's climate system. This has led to an enhanced greenhouse effect, trapping more heat and causing the planet to warm at an unnatural rate. The consequences of this warming are far-reaching, affecting weather patterns, sea levels, and ecosystems around the globe. The burning of fossil fuels, such as coal, oil, and natural gas, is the largest contributor to greenhouse gas emissions. These activities release vast amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, which accumulate in the atmosphere and intensify the greenhouse effect. These fuels are burned for electricity, heat, and transportation. Our reliance on these energy sources has profound implications for the environment, as the emissions from these activities are a major driver of climate change. When burned, they release carbon dioxide, a potent greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. This gas traps heat, leading to a warming effect that disrupts the natural climate balance. Deforestation is another major contributor to climate change. Forests play a crucial role in absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, acting as carbon sinks that help mitigate the effects of greenhouse gas emissions. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere during photosynthesis. This process not only provides oxygen but also helps to regulate the amount of carbon dioxide in the air, maintaining a balance that is essential for life on Earth. When forests are cleared for agriculture, logging, or development, this stored carbon is released back into the atmosphere, further increasing greenhouse gas concentrations. The loss of forests also means the loss of their ability to absorb carbon dioxide, exacerbating the problem of climate change. Our actions therefore have a direct impact on the health of our planet, and it is crucial that we take steps to reduce our carbon footprint and protect our natural resources. The increase in greenhouse gases is causing significant changes in weather patterns around the world. Temperatures are rising globally, but the warming is not uniform. Some regions are experiencing more rapid warming than others. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and intense. Heat waves are lasting longer and becoming hotter, posing serious risks to human health. Droughts are becoming more severe and widespread, affecting agriculture and water resources. Hurricanes and typhoons are gaining strength due to warmer ocean temperatures, leading to more devastating storms. These changes in weather patterns have serious consequences for human societies and natural ecosystems. Section 5. Nature in peril, ecosystems under threat. Climate change is having a profound impact on ecosystems around the world. The melting of glaciers is not just a distant phenomenon, it directly affects sea levels, which in turn threatens coastal communities and habitats. Polar bears, once the kings of the Arctic, now find themselves struggling to survive on shrinking ice. From coral reefs to rainforests, ecosystems are being pushed to their limits. Coral reefs, often referred to as the rainforests of the sea, are experiencing unprecedented levels of bleaching. Meanwhile, rainforests, which are vital for absorbing carbon dioxide and providing oxygen, are being decimated at an alarming rate due to logging and land conversion. Species are struggling to adapt to the rapidly changing conditions, with many facing extinction. Animals that once thrived in lush environments now find themselves in barren landscapes, struggling to find food and water. Birds, which are often indicators of environmental health, are increasingly found in polluted waters, their populations dwindling. Rising ocean temperatures are causing coral bleaching, a phenomenon that kills coral and disrupts marine ecosystems. This not only affects the coral but also the myriad of marine life that depends on these reefs for shelter and food. Divers now often encounter ghostly white coral skeletons where vibrant reefs once thrived. Ocean acidification, caused by the absorption of excess carbon dioxide by seawater, is also harming marine life, particularly shellfish and plankton. The shells of these creatures are dissolving, making it difficult for them to survive. This has a ripple effect up the food chain, impacting larger marine animals and even human industries that rely on seafood. On land, rising temperatures and changes in precipitation patterns are altering plant and animal life cycles, disrupting migration patterns, and increasing the frequency and intensity of wildfires. These fires not only destroy vast areas of habitat, but also release large amounts of carbon dioxide, further exacerbating climate change. These changes can have cascading effects throughout entire ecosystems, leading to biodiversity loss and ecosystem collapse. Streams that once flowed year-round are now drying up, leaving fish and other aquatic life stranded. The loss of biodiversity weakens ecosystems, making them less resilient to further environmental changes and human impacts. Section 6. Health at risk, from bad to worse. Climate change is not just an environmental problem, it's a serious threat to human health. The rising temperatures, shifting weather patterns, and increasing frequency of extreme weather events are creating a cascade of health issues that are becoming harder to ignore. The impacts of climate change on health are widespread and far-reaching, affecting people of all ages and backgrounds. From the youngest children to the oldest seniors, no one is immune to the health risks posed by our changing climate. Extreme heat events can lead to heat stroke, dehydration, and respiratory problems, particularly for the elderly, children, and those with underlying health conditions. These vulnerable groups are at a higher risk of severe health complications and even death during heat waves. Climate change is also exacerbating air pollution as warmer temperatures and stagnant air masses trap pollutants closer to the ground. This results in higher concentrations of harmful substances like ozone and particulate matter, which can have devastating effects on respiratory and cardiovascular health. This can trigger asthma attacks, heart attacks, and other respiratory problems. People with pre-existing conditions, such as asthma or heart disease, are particularly vulnerable to these exacerbated health risks. Changes in precipitation patterns and rising temperatures can also increase the spread of infectious diseases, such as malaria, dengue fever, and Lyme disease. These diseases are often spread by insects and other vectors that thrive in warmer and wetter conditions. As these vectors expand their range, they bring diseases to new areas, putting more people at risk. Public health systems must adapt quickly to these changes to prevent outbreaks and protect communities from these emerging threats. Section 7. Individual actions, global impact. Addressing climate change requires a global effort, but individual actions play a crucial role. Every single person can make choices that reduce their carbon footprint and contribute to a more sustainable future. One of the most impactful actions individuals can take is to reduce their reliance on fossil fuels. This can include using public transportation, cycling, walking, or carpooling instead of driving alone. Choosing energy-efficient appliances, reducing energy consumption at home, and supporting renewable energy sources can also make a significant difference. Making conscious consumer choices is another important step. Reducing meat consumption, buying local and seasonal produce, and choosing products with minimal packaging can all help lower your environmental impact. Section 8. A collective responsibility. While individual actions are important, addressing climate change requires collective action at all levels of society. Governments, businesses, and communities must work together to implement policies and initiatives that promote sustainability and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Governments can play a key role by investing in renewable energy, promoting energy efficiency, and implementing carbon pricing mechanisms. Businesses can reduce their environmental impact by adopting sustainable practices, investing in clean technologies, and reducing their carbon footprint. Communities can come together to support local initiatives, promote sustainable living, and advocate for policies that address climate change. By working together, we can create a more sustainable and resilient future for all. Section 9. Conclusion: our future in the balance. Climate change is one of the most pressing challenges facing humanity. The science is clear. Human activities are causing the planet to warm at an unprecedented rate with devastating consequences for our environment and our health. But there is still hope. By understanding the science behind climate change, acknowledging the urgency of the situation, and taking action at all levels of society, we can mitigate the worst impacts of climate change and create a more sustainable future. The choices we make today will determine the future of our planet. Let us choose to act now, for the sake of our own well-being and the well-being of generations to come.